I'm Abby Vanderlinden. I'm going to the University of Washington Honors College, and I'm going to study biology, anthropology, and linguistics. Remember when Pluto was a planet? We've been doing a lot of remembering when in the past few weeks, probably to remind ourselves that, yes, we have made it. All those years really did pass, and yes, we are that old. We remember Pluto as planet number 9. We were introduced in the first years of elementary school. One of our teachers pointed to a big poster of the planets orbiting the sun, which, we were informed, was without a doubt the center of the universe, whatever delusions any of us may have held, or may still hold. Anyway, there were definitely 9 planets, and your average third grader could just about remember Earth, the red one, the big one, and Pluto. Sure, there were some others in between, but the really important one was the smallest and the furthest, the underdog of the solar system. Pluto had style, it had personality. When the greatest tricks of memory failed, Mickey Mouse also had a lovable dog by the exact same name. Coincidence? We doubted it. Pluto stayed with us all the way through elementary and junior high, and even our first year of high school, as we learned sophisticated concepts like gravity and galaxies and better hygiene and Kepler's third law of planetary motion. Until one day in August of 2006, when the governing body of space science, the grandly named International Astronomical Union, officially defined a planet for the first time. And Pluto didn't make it. Just like that, the smallest, loneliest planet in the solar system, the little ball of ice and rock that was such an appealing blue color in our science textbooks and in National Geographic magazines, was renamed a dwarf planet and relegated to a category of space stuff known as Kuiper Belt objects. The Kuiper Belt is home to chunks of icy rock, frozen swaths of ammonia and methane, some other dwarf planets, and now Pluto, orbiting the sun far beyond Neptune. Pluto isn't even the biggest dwarf out there. Eris, who nobody ever bothered to name a cartoon dog after, is 27% more massive. So in one day, our solar system is down to 8 planets. Pluto is stripped of its title and booted out into the Kuiper Belt, and we, about to begin our sophomore year of high school, discover that the world can be a harsh and unfriendly place, especially in the matter of astronomical classification. Ouch. We've adjusted, of course. It can feel kind of empty to look at an old depiction of the planets as they once were, with Pluto proudly bringing up the rear, but we're getting used to it. In a way, we're about to share Pluto's fate. See, Freeman is kind of like the inner solar system. Small, familiar, everything well-defined and orderly. No one ever questions the status of a jock like Jupiter with that swirling red spot, or of a drama queen like Venus with those moody yellow clouds. We know where we stand with Mercury, even if it is a little close to the limelight, and Mars blows hot and cold, but it has the best UFO stories. So we're hanging out in the inner solar system, and we think, this is great. 13 years, I finally got this figured out, things are good. And then one arbitrary day, today, they call us up on stage, give us a diploma, shake our hand, and thrust us out into the Kuiper Belt, where it's up to us to dodge the metaphorical asteroids and figure out a new orbit and find a way to redefine ourselves, because that comfortable high school solar system, so over. Pluto was a planet. We were high schoolers, students. Yeah. What are we now? Tomorrow we start our lives venturing out into the solar system. Our longtime friend Pluto has a fixed orbit, but we, full of vim and vigor as we are, have no such compunction about striking out into unexplored space. Or at least that's what we tell ourselves. Because it's exciting to look at the sky and all the twinkling stars, the swirling nebulae, the comets and the black holes, but it's also kind of scary. It's just so vast, so different, and anything could happen out there in that infinite void. It's so exciting that it kind of makes us want to curl up in bed and be 6 years old again, if you know what I mean. This day, however, has been inevitable from the start, because unlike planets, we were meant to grow and keep learning, and we're about as prepared as we're going to get. We've had some of the best teachers this side of the Milky Way. We've had friends who'd walk to Betelgeuse for us, probably. We spent our lives in a community of people who believe in us and who would never, ever call us dwarf planets. And now it's time to go. The one label that we've all had in common for the last 4 years is high schooler. Yesterday, we were in high school. Today, we are high school graduates. We worked hard. We made it. And while Pluto was more or less demoted, we're facing a much prouder, happier situation. Nonetheless, a chapter in our lives is closing, as surely as if the all-powerful International Astronomical Union itself had handed down a decree. There is no going back, only plowing ahead into that star-splattered space in front of us. Remember when Pluto was a planet? That was our childhood, and it was good. You know what? It's time to break out of the solar system. We're on our way to infinity and beyond.
Abby Carlson Vanderlinden. Isaac Daniel Hamilton. Ashley Marie Romy.